Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prestaya Bhakti.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya. Haribol. Sing Haribol, everybody sing. Loud. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya. Haribol, Haribol. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasudeva Gaurabhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Vasudeva Gaurabhakta Vrinda. Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, 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 Madana Mohana. Haribol, take order. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Haribol Krishna, Gopala Govinda Rama, Haribol Krishna, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Haribol, Haribol, Srila Prabhupada. Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. 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 Haribol, Haribol. Gopala Govinda Rama, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Guranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Guranga. Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Guranga, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda, Madana Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Namine, Gora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasaya Te. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Namine, Gora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasaya Te. Haribol, 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 Jai Gurudev. I'll read here Lord Chaitanya's message, and also I would like to tell you something about misconception of individuals. when they come in contact with this process, they're thinking that it's a program they have to join or a place they have to really go and be there. That is not what this is all about. Okay? So meaning, the process is not mental concoction according to what you like, that is amiable to you, saka comfortable to you. Okay? To be able to enter in this loving relationship, we must become liberated and experience and engage in pure, unalloyed devotional service. Pure devotional service. What is pure devotional service? Service as the end itself. No material desires except to do the will of Krishna. So, how can we do that? Because for so long, nandito tayo, our life is about our will. And even though nagcha-chant tayo, we come in contact with the spiritual master. It's all about our life. About our supposedly what we want in spiritual life. Okay? So, kung ano yung consciousness natin, as long as may material consideration, as long as it's contaminated with materialism, material desire, then it's not pure. Okay? Kasi what we will do and engage in is what we like. Okay? Based upon experience of what we think is pleasurable. Okay? So to enter that world, it's not just semantics or reading or feeling or thinking. It's not that. We must be let in to this confidential world. Alam niyo yung to let in? Papasukin kayo sa pinto ba? Okay? And the process is following the confidential loving servant of God. Okay? So ang idea ng karamihan is that, I'm gonna go to the place where my spiritual master is, I'll just stay there, okay? But the spiritual master has work to do for his spiritual master. He's very busy, okay? Serving his spiritual master. Kaya, don't you notice, even our approach to you is this. We don't play surrogate God to you. We want that your life or your spiritual life is sustainable by you making decision to offer your time, energy, your life to God. Okay? Because we know that somewhere along the line, we will part ways. Okay? Now, kung hindi nyo ma-appreciate to ngayon, na hindi kayo makaintindi, maigi, then it will be a great loss to you. Kasi when time comes, nasa crossroad ka, you need a decision that is absolute, final. And what is that? Complete surrender to Lord Krishna. Okay? But if you're not able to understand this, you're thinking na, I have my own life. Okay? I just chant, during the time na, appearance in Srila Prabhupada, let's do a performance. Let's chant. Okay? But the question we should ask, is it our life? Devotional service. Day after day. Time after time. 24/7. Okay? We must be realistic. We must be honest with our state of consciousness. And we must see what we really want. Okay? What we really want. Kaya ko sinabi to, kasi I'll read here kung ano yung buhay ng devotee, kung ano talaga yung consciousness nila through the narrative given to us by our instructing spiritual master. Okay? So if you here, lahat tayo rito, we were given the opportunity to come in contact with our spiritual master, Krishna. He gives you instruction, even for a second, one sentence, one paragraph. You may never see him again. That is your connection. Because that is transcendental and eternal. And it is about a connection of surrender and loving devotion to God. Yun ang dapat ma-instill sa atin. Not devotion to what we want. Kasi may idea kayo ng, alam mo, pag nag-chant kasi tayo, nasa mode of goodness, and definitely, yung living entity, lahat kayo nandito, lahat tayo, walang gusto mag-suffer. Yeah? So when you read, ganito pala dapat to, ganito. So in your mind, you have this mental, you try to project in your mind Ganito, pag nasa site ako, nag-work ako kay Srila Prabhupada, you have this idea in your mind based upon osmosis. You conjure ba? Alam mo yung conjure? You imagine. Okay? With your mind. That is not the process. Is it clear? So I'll read here the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and based upon the teaching of our instructing spiritual master. So it's very direct, very direct, not turning around the bush. Okay? So now, we must check ourselves. Are we heading in that right direction? Are we achieving what He wants us to achieve? Are we making progress towards that relationship with God? Diba? So the process is humility, not what you want. Because never, kung anong gusto nyo will happen because you're not the supreme controller. Now, if it is based upon your selfish interest of what you think you're in the mode of goodness, what is comfortable to you, then that is still not transcendental. Okay? There's the desire to experience this joy, fulfillment, but it must be guided with wisdom. And that will be guided by a process that will purify us from material contamination, from this false ego, and we become liberated from material desires. And what are material desires all about? It's about what you want. Spiritual life is different. Your will be done. My will, your will is my will. Now you have to check yourself. Is that your consciousness? Okay? Is that your consciousness? Now if you really want to achieve the goal, then you must go for it. Okay? And that will be your protection. Why? You become free from all the load that will encumber you. Ano yung load na mag-encumber sa inyo? Following your material desires. Anger, lust, greed, and the suffering of this world. And you will be guided by the three modes of material nature. So when you make this decision sa buhay nyo, okay, this is my life. You know you're not perfect, but in humility, you put your life in God's hands. How do you do that? By following the instruction of your spiritual master. Yun ang pinaka-key, following instruction. So meaning, the more you follow, then you're able to surpass kung ano man yung nangyayari sa paligid. Kasi you have now one person you have to follow to do His will. But you must have this humility that you're lost. You're not self-sufficient. And you must become free from, liberated from material desires. And He gives you the process to become free from that. Kaya mangyari sa buhay mo, while you're here, you're connected with Krishna. Hindi na kailangan, mag-aaral ako ng training para mag-connect kay Krishna. No. Wherever the holy names is being chanted, Nitai Gaur is there. Okay? You may be with your spiritual master, side by side, but you're not very close. You're very far. Because of what separates you? Material consideration. Material contamination. It's about your will. It's about your happiness. That's fine. But in this path, it must be complete, pure, unalloyed devotional service to enter that world. So Krishna will notice you. Krishna will be there to relate to you. He's relating to us already. Okay? So the more you follow the instruction of spiritual master, the more you become very close. Because Krishna Himself tells us, to those who are constantly devoted unto me, I give them the understanding by which they can come to me. Okay? We're lost in this material world. We're not in control. But if we make that decision sa buhay nyo, you make the decision, from now on, I'll just follow what my spiritual master wants me. Okay? Like what Srila Prabhupada wants you. He wants you to chant the holy names. Okay? Di ba, naririnig niyo siya parate when he comes in, he chants the holy names. Okay? To be with Krishna, you must be chanting the holy names. And the more you chant the holy names, you become purified. We become purified. Our interest becomes His interest. Our desire now is to do what He wants. Okay? You become selfless. No more your interest. Now you're not burdened anymore. Alam niyo mabigat na burden? When you have your own will. Yun ang pinakamahirap. So if you make our lives, put it under the care of God to do His will, then no more burden. Because you have only one person you follow. No more fear na, kasi Maya will always be there. Material desires, even though you're chanting, it's not you have this body, you'll experience the threefold miseries sa senses, no? But you're able to be the witness of what's happening. You will not be merging. Alam mo? Alam mo merge? Alam niyo merge? You talagang, sakit kayo. No. You see your body, you see your mind, you see the desire. And now, your heart will be gliding, your interest will be gliding just to focus upon doing and pleasing God. And when you're in that situation, you're very close with Krishna. And when you're close with Krishna, He is the supreme person, the supreme purifier, the giver of pleasure, Govinda. You're always have this happiness, pleasure of contentment in your heart because you're under the care of Krishna. Yun yung science na ino-offer sa atin. Intindihan niya? So, while you're in this body, you understand that, you cling to that, you may leave your body no matter where you are. Either you're in the lower planetary system, in the middle planetary system, or you get out of this body anywhere, any place, anytime. You're with Krishna. Yun yung transcendental science ng Bhakti Yoga. Is it clear sa inyo? Okay? So lahat ng mga misconception nyo, lahat yung na-experience nyo rito, kaligudgut, kasuko, it's all temporary. Okay? It's just para bang kuto ba? Titikon lang. You should be very focused. Okay? Instead, sige kamot. Okay? Madikit lang, kamot ka agad. Okay? Kasi misery loves company. When you're miserable, you want everybody to be miserable. When you're angry, you have to direct your anger to somebody. But actually, that anger is your frustration to be Lord, to control. And you're angry at someone whom you cannot control. You cannot get what you want. And you use that person or their body, for your enjoyment, then you're frustrated and angry. Actually, you're angry at Krishna. Okay? So when you make progress, you transcend likes and dislike. Alam yung likes and dislike? Ay, amigo ta ka, kay muhatag ka sa ako, Milo, okay? Amigo ta, pag dili ka na muhatag, kini na akong bagong amigo karon, okay? Amigo ta kay, di ka magsulti na, unsay dili maayo sa ako, bad breath ba ko, baho ba akong kilikili, hugaw ba ko, masika lang, okay ka lang, murag unggoy, murag kanding, amigo ta ka, okay? Pero pag magsulti sa imo, bati man imong dagway bay, di ko mudol sa imo, kay baho ka, way ligo, kalaban na kayo kalagad, di ba? So, yung likes and dislike, yung devotee, he sees with, ito yung consciousness ng Paramahamsa or the devotee, okay? He sees with an equal vision a Brahmana. Ano yung Brahmana? A holy man. Okay? A religious person. Okay? A Brahmana who knows the science of the Vedas. Okay? A Sudra worker. Kanang trabahante. Equal vision. He sees an elephant. A dog with an equal vision. Spirit, soul, lahat. Yun ang devotee. He sees gold and stool as the same. Yellow stool, yellow gold. Intindihan niya? So when you see the truth, how do you see the truth? By listening from someone who knows the truth, our Guru Dev. And it's based upon absolute. Why pareho lang? It's made out of matter. Scientifically, it's made out of atoms, the building blocks of the gold, of the pupo. Intindihan niya? So he sees, matter. He sees himself, this body, matter. He sees the mind, the desire. And he now have this goal to direct his life, your life, to what we should be going through And that is harmony with the will of God. Alam niyo stool? S-T-O-O-L ba? Shit ba? Pupo. Okay? Okay? Pwede tubol, pwede igit, stool. Okay? Hindi niya? Okay? What do... For example, kung may vision na kayo, may understanding na kayo, di ba, we discuss about yung science of identity, that you're not the body, okay? What is the body made of, okay? If you can open your body, but you don't do that kasi you'll bleed to death, okay? If you can open your body, you take out the intestine, what's inside? Pupo. Why is pupo there? The food you eat is being broken down, okay? And it goes to the small intestines up to your anus para lumabas yung waste. Okay? So yung body parang machine na nakikita mo. Pero pag wala kang spiritual understanding, makita mo, uy, kagwapo. Hindi mo alam, sasakyan lang yan, sinasakyan niya. Kaya lang na-condition ka man na maglamaw-lamaw sa pupo. Mag-embrace sa pupo, okay? Kaya para sa imo, lami na. Okay? Then when you transcend false bodily identification through the holy names, the supreme purifier, God's incarnating as the holy names, you're connected with wisdom. You become purified. You're able to see. You're able to see yourself. You don't identify with pupo anymore. Tindihan niya? Yung meditation niya, hindi na pupo. Hindi na yung muta na nakikita niyo sa mata niyo araw-araw. Hindi na yung pagtaas nyo ng kamay, ngano baho? Ngano baho? Bulok ang ipon. Hindi na yun. Ang focus nyo, what should I do with my precious time? To do what is pleasing to the person I want to please, Krsna. My spiritual master. Okay? So kung may buhay, but if you are not connected transcendentally with the will of God, walang buhay. Kasi yung material consideration, yung interest mo will be contaminated by the three modes of material nature. And material nature is what is all about material nature? This material world. Intindihan nyo? Is it clear sa inyo? Okay? So, I'll make it short kasi we have to do something pa in the farm, okay? Then I'll read na lang, okay? I'll read here the teachings of our instructing spiritual master, okay? What is a pure devotee? Kasi they're always talk about pure devotee, pure devotee, pure devotee. What's pure devotee? Okay? I wanna go to the site. Alam niyo yung site? Where Srila Prabhupada is? So I can become a pure devotee. Okay? Fine. That can happen. Okay? But don't misconstrue it na if you're that spiritual life is a place. Alam niyo yung place? Okay? The place is beneficial because the spiritual master is there. The spiritual master is doing his work for his spiritual master, okay? And individuals are being given the opportunity to serve the spiritual master, take care of his body so he can be doing his work to his spiritual master, to Krishna, okay? But our consciousness should not be, I'm gonna go there and just be purified and do my own will. And thinking, and they have this idea, spiritual life is suffering, okay? You go there, you suffer. Why? Kasi you don't have work, you don't have food. You just go there, work and work and work and work until you surrender and get out of that place. No, spiritual life is not like that. Okay? Wherever, ito galing to kay, it is Srila Prabhupada, I have a God brother, okay? He's preaching, he's giving Krishna to people, okay? Then one time he came to the Philippines, okay? And he said, Srila Prabhupada called him and talked to him. He said, where are you going? I go to a place, my friend. Why? Because Nitai Gaur is there. And you know what Srila Prabhupada said? You have this misconception that Nitai Gaur is just in one place, you know? Wherever the holy names is being chanted by the devotees, okay? By the devotees, Nitai Gaur is there. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, you can be with Nitai Gaur anywhere, if you follow the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Okay? And what is the teaching of Lord Chaitanya? I'll read to you the glories of the Sikshastaka, okay? Glory to the Sri Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years together. Okay? Thus the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death is extinguished. Ano yung conditional life? You're conditioned to become attached to this material world. Okay? Then you suffer by being born again, life after life in this material world. Okay? The Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction, pinaka-prime, number one solution, okay, to humanity's suffering, because it spread the rays of benediction moon. It gives us what we're longing for, to be in harmony with the Supreme Person, the source of pleasure and happiness, the Supreme Purifier, our eternal friend. Okay? He comes as the holy names. God, the sound incarnation, is non-different from Krsna. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. Okay? It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it helps to have a taste of full nectar for which we are always anxious. So if we chant the holy names, God's incarnation, then Krishna will reveal himself to us. So instead of trying to speculate what spiritual life is, that, oh, I'm gonna go there because spiritual life is about hardship, serving, no money and everything, and it's a blessing to be able to engage in this austerity and sacrifice to experience purification. May ganong idea yung mga tao. No, that's not the play. Okay? And they have this idea also, oh, you go to the training, you go to the site. Anong site? Baka yung site mo iba. Okay? We must be guided by Lord Chaitanya and our spiritual master, parampara, not by our mind, not by the three modes of material nature. See? And that is about humbleness, that you cannot ascend to God. If you want a relationship with somebody, even in this world, you must know what she wants or what he wants. Di ba? You must make friends with that person. Okay? You must know what his interest is or what her interest is. Okay? Intindihan niya? Siyempre, gusto mo makipagkaibigan. Alamin mo kung anong interest niya. Na? You want to be friend with Krsna? And you see, oh, Krsna, is Vaikuntha. What's that all about? Okay? You must do his will. You must know what he wants. And that is best understood when we are blessed to have association with his confidential loving servant, our spiritual master. And the basis for that connection is the simple instruction he's giving us. Harinama, Harinama, Iba Kebalam, Kolowa Nasteba, Nasteba Gatiranyata. So you chant the holy names, then the holy names, Krishna descends coming from him. Then Krishna takes care of everything. So all you have to do is to have this filial, grateful attitude to just follow, to have patience. And when you engage in such activities, austerities, kasi definitely, you'll always be working. Di ba? Every work, you have to endeavor. May sacrifice. Now, it is a sacrifice, austerity, to do the will of God. Okay? Before you do something, you engage in business, earn money, and use the money for your sense enjoyment. No happiness. Now you earn, you offer to God. You're just a caretaker. You're not a rich man anymore, but completely someone who knows and understands that everything belongs to someone, the supreme owner, Krishna. And if I offer this, although he's self-sufficient, he doesn't need anything that I offer him, but he tells me, if we offer your heart, your life in devotion, he'll accept. So that should be our focus. Okay. Intindihan niya? So now you can see how far you are by looking at your desire in your mind. Will you follow the desire in the mind and go to oblivion or hell, suffering this conditional life, or you make this decision, I will not follow the desire. Engage in austerity, sacrifice. Wake up in the morning, chant the holy names, follow the four regulative principles, control my senses, direct my mind. Why will you do that? To do what is pleasing to God. And when you do that, it's a very personal relationship. It's not a relationship that you go to the site. No? You may be with Srila Prabhupada, but you're very far. Why? You have no connection when you don't follow the instruction. So what is closeness to Krishna? Closeness with our Gurudev. Closeness with following his instruction because it's for our benefit. He wants us to be connected in pure love and devotional service. Now, if you understand your identity now, Aham Brahmasmi, your transcendental nature, now you understand your transcendental position and function. So, will you follow the material desire in your mind and you come back in this conditional life, birth after birth, life after life, you come to this world. And not only that, you have no connection in doing the will of God because it's all about your will following the material desires. You're not protected. You have no shelter because you're not all-powerful. Is it clear? No matter how you kick, no matter how you run away, no matter how you deny, okay? No matter how you sleep, no matter how you take drugs, no matter how much you go with people and try to enjoy and squeeze happiness, no way you'll be able to experience this satiation. You will never experience this comfort of the heart when we are not in harmony with the will of God. Is it clear? Okay, now you know this choice. Now you ask your question, will I be stupid? Will I be a fool? Alam mo yung stupid? Will I be crazy? Okay, silly? And not only that, will I not be grateful, thankful for that love and care? Okay? So when you follow the instruction of the spiritual master, Krishna is very pleased because you are now grateful, thankful for that kindness that the spiritual master is giving us. Because the love is being personified and experienced by us through his instruction. Because it connects us with life, doing the will of God. And if you're fortunate to come in contact with Srila Prabhupada, with Parampara, and you take it by heart, then our life will be perfect. Okay? That is the reason in Christian teaching. Sometimes mga teacher, naririnig nyo, do the will of God and everything will be added to you. But after a while, because they are not in control of their senses, they have their own will. Their interest is not the interest of our spiritual master in Krishna. So they are lost in this abyss. Alam mo yung abyss? In this ocean, in this jungle, they're in the desert. Why? Because they are desire-driven. Ano yung desire-driven? You want to enjoy following the fruit, the desire in the mind, to enjoy the fruits. It's all about you. Your will not be done. Your doom. Tindihan niyo? Yung gusto nyo will not be done. Hindi mangyari. You'll go to hell. Because you'll be the one to experience the fruits of your action. And if you're stupid, if you're moron, like stupid, but outwardly you think you're intelligent, then you're bound to suffer. Okay? Because ignorance is not an excuse. Especially when you're given this opportunity to enter the door, follow this instruction, and then you deny it. Ibig sabihin, you're not interested with the relationship with Krishna. Okay? So dun yung makikita, gaano kakalayo. Will it be the interest of Lord Krishna, my spiritual master, or the desire, the mind, my selfish interest? So yung devotee, every day, he makes effort to offer his life. At the onset of the day, Harinama. He wakes up, he offers his life, bow down to his spiritual master. At the time he sleeps, Krishna, every moment of his life is about doing the will of God. And it's a very personal relationship, a sustainable relationship that you can have. It's not the place. The closeness with Krishna is following the instruction of our spiritual master. Is it clear? That will sustain you anywhere, anytime. Because Krishna's promise, to those who are constantly devoted unto me, I give them the understanding by which they can come to me. As they surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Kung ano yung gusto nyo, Krishna rewards you. You want to worship the demigod? Tomorrow we'll discuss about it. You want to worship the demigod? You go to the planet of the demigod. You want to do your own will? Then that's fine. You're responsible for your action. The good and the bad karma. Mag-rock and roll ka rito sa material world. Pipirtuhin ka rito. Nasa kawali ka na, umaapoy, imbis umalis ka, tumalong ka pa sa apoy. Okay? Understand? Is it clear to you? Govinda Dasi? Haribol? Is it clear? Okay? You check, okay? So, meaning, lahat kayo, you can achieve. We can love Krishna. We can know Krishna. Provided we make this decision in our life to follow the instruction, receive the holy names as non-different from us because it's stated in Scripture. Scripture, Holy Scripture, the saintly person, it is God's incarnation that will come, that has come in this age of Kali Yuga to bring us back to Lord Krishna. He Himself embraces us. All we have to do is chant the holy name. Okay? Is it clear? So now you have this foundation, shelter. You can know now the difference with, if I do this, this is what will happen to me. So, whom will we follow? Whom will we listen? Sino papakinggan nyo? Sila Prabhupada. Hindi yung mga tao nagsasabi sa inyo na, ay, mag-join ka. Mag-join ka training para makapunta ka sa site. It's not that. If you make decision now, my life belongs to you, my dear Lord Krishna. Although I know I am sinful, I have nowhere to go, but please, take care of me. You make that decision, then you have Krishna. Now. You give your life to Krishna now, then Krishna's there. Okay? Hindi na kailangan maghintay, kaunsa man ni mahuman ng training diri. It's like, you're like a fish now. Alam niyo isda? Who is out of the water, you're back in your natural element, the water. You can swim. Okay? You can play with the water. Okay, you can go down, swim. You're happy when you make that decision based upon absolute truth. Okay? And a connection with the will of God. So that's spiritual life. That's devotional service. So now it's up to you to choose. Okay? Haribol Namaste.
Haribol. Everybody dance. Okay? Krishna dance, you dance. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa namine, Gora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasmayate.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa namine, Gora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasmayate.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Mahayana, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Mahayana. Haribol, Haribol.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya.
Bhakti Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shiva Sate Gaurata Vrinda.
Radha Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Haribol, Haribol.
Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shiva Sate Gaurata Vrinda.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hari Krishna,
Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Haribol, haribol. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Haribol, midnight board, Jai Gurudev. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. 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 Haribol, haribol. Down. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Haribol, haribol, haribol. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurava, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurava. Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Krsna
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna